Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about when you're photographing an event for a client that hires you for whatever they're doing, as far as no matter what the event is. You always want to go by all the guidelines that they give you and pay attention to the details and then go above and beyond. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about event photography. So I was hired to do this Food Network event for Performance Food Group and Services. So local to me. I ended up going to the place they were at, and I always ask for details ahead of time on what is the main focus. Well, they sell food. Food supplies and everything kitchen related when it comes to food and seafood and butcher and gardens and produce and everything else like that. So they put this big event on. So you always want to find out from them what is the main goal and their main focus. Well, the main focus is going to be the vendors and the people that are part of the hub of who they are. So they're usually located in the same section, which in this case it was the center hub. Everything along the outsides was all vendors that paid for booths. So I've gone in and took pictures of the vendors and things like that. And this time the focus was going to be a little bit different. I focused a lot more on the product and the food and less of the vendors and the businesses, even though I did take pictures of those also. It was more about pictures of the food like this. And this. More likely it was going to be food that was going to be specialized for presentation. So displays like were really, really good. So I had a 24-70 2.8 G Master on my A7 IV that I was shooting for the event to go as wide as I could and then zero in as much as I could also. But then I had my 90mm macro lens on there too, because I wanted to really get some close-ups of the details and the textures of the food. So with the 90mm, I couldn't get back far enough, and I had that one camera designated for close-ups. So in the process of all of that, so I got pictures, people mingling, I got pictures of people handing over the food from one person to the person that was taking the food. So a lot of side shots. And this is also an opportunity to network. So you should always have business cards in your hands anyways. So they had a butcher that was in there also, and actually cutting the meat and dissecting the meat. And when I say that, meaning they were figuring the best veins to cut, things like that. Big hacksaw, cutting bone and stuff like that. So I got some really cool shots of that. So in the middle of all of that, I'm walking around and you got to meet the vendors and things like that. All that food that was walking around there. I had a lot of scallops. But the pastries and everything else food related was all there. Frozen, fresh, it doesn't matter. If you've got a restaurant, this was helping people network with other restaurants and food vendors that could come in and supply everything from tin foil to your takeout in stuff to putting things inside of the food for their clients to be, or for their vendors to be able to come and take their food out for takeout. Plastic or aluminum foil or aluminum or no matter what it is, plastic trays, everything else like that, from plates and linens and everything else, everything restaurant related. It was amazing. So the focus was going to be more on interaction from the vendor to the person taking the food, eating the food, kind of thing like that, and then more of the presentations and displays of the food. That was the main goal and the main focus of everything. So pay attention to the list. They're going to give you a list that says, hey, we want you to focus. And if they don't ask, tell them. You need to ask them. What do you want me to focus on the most? And whatever they tell you, do that. Then look for something extra. Hey, that's a cool picture of that sandwich or pastry or waffle or whatever. And then allow that creativity inside of you to kind of get it from a different angle. So shoot it lower, shoot it higher, shoot it from the side, or whatever it is. Watch the backgrounds. So if you're at 2.8, there's a lot in the background you can blur out distractions wise. So pay attention to that. But if somebody's arm is, across like this, then you want to make sure that that doesn't show up in the background. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to your presentations, because once you give them these images, this is going to be for their social media. More than likely, it's going to be for their Instagram reels and things like that. So that's going to be the most thing. So I always took a picture sideways, and I took the same picture up and down. Portrait, landscape, just because it gives them the option of using one as a banner if they like it that much, or one in an Instagram feed if they like it that much. So you're almost shooting the same product twice, but for them, sometimes they don't know or don't want to take a horizontal picture and crop it to a vertical. So give them the options of doing something like that. So thank you guys for coming back to the channel. Remember, listen to what the client wants. If they don't say anything, ask them. Ask them what they want, what you want to be focused on. That way there you get what they want, and then go above and beyond. Be creative, get those interactions with those people, laughing, joking, and things like that. And then turn those images over so that they like them enough that they want to hire you for next year. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for coming back to the channel. Hit that like button. And as always, remember to smile more, because it sure does hurt less. Peace.